What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a minute since I've done a legit vlog. I've just been busy, and what few chances I've had to get out and ride, I've pretty well just took it as a personal ride, and whatever video I caught was mostly just bad driver stuff or funny crap or whatever. Wasn't so much in the mood to sit and have a chit chat with y'all. Didn't really have a whole lot to talk about anyway. I don't know if you want to call it writer's block or what, but I just hadn't had a whole lot to say. So, even though it's been probably a couple of months since I've really sat down and had a chat with y'all about anything, I just had something happen that made me think about something that has been an ongoing thing with me and pretty common among new riders, so I thought I'd talk to you about it for a little bit. I was going down the road a while ago, and I noticed my hand's starting to get numb. And not my left hand, because usually it's sitting down here on my leg if I'm just cruising. But my right hand will get numb. And for a little while, I thought it was just something new wearing off of this bike, since it's a little over 5,000 miles on it now, and things were just starting to get a little bit more vibey than they used to be, and it was making my hands go numb, and that's part of it. It is. I have started to notice my mirrors rattling a little bit more as I go down the road, that kind of stuff. But part of it is the bike's vibrating a little bit more than it did when it was brand new and everything was good and tight. Part of it is just some lingering nerve damage that I've had since I was a teenager in both of my hands. And there's nothing I can do about that nerve damage part. It comes and it goes. But one thing that I can do something about, and that I catch myself doing all the time, is getting tensed up while I'm on the bike. If you've ever messed with things that vibrate a lot, I'm not going to say what, because everybody's got a different personal experience with that kind of stuff. Whether it be for work or for pleasure, whatever, if you've been around things that tend to vibrate, you know that vibrations will transfer a lot better through something that's rigid, erect, or hard, or stiff. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta stop. Vibrations will transfer through something that's stiff a lot more readily than they will through something that can flex and give and kind of move with. And since I was little, I don't know why it is, but up until I made a big change in my lifestyle and my outlook on life, and it hadn't been maybe 10 years ago, I lived my entire life as one giant ball of human stress, which means I stayed tensed up all the time. My muscles, my neck, my arms, I was just balled up, rigid, tense muscles. That was just my state of being. And that's been a hard habit to break, and I'm trying, because it's a lot better for you to be relaxed. And a lot of that is your attitude too. So the attitude change is the easy part. The hard part is breaking that habit of being in a constant resting state of tension with your muscles. But I've done pretty well at getting rid of that, but sometimes I will kind of lose focus a little bit and unconsciously start to tense up, and I do it especially on the bike, because this is something that's still kind of new to me. I have to make a conscious effort not only does it take weight off your handlebars because you're not trying to rest your weight on the bars and the controls, but you also want to get that death grip on everything. Like, if I don't hold on tight, I'm going to fly off the back. You're not. You need to be relaxed, because the tighter you grip those controls, the further up into your arms those vibrations are going to transfer. Same thing if you try to keep your elbows locked out stiff, or if you've got weight resting on the handlebars. That's just more and more vibrations that are going to work their way further up your arm, and that's what makes your hands go numb. Of course, when your hands go numb, you've got a lot less feel for the controls on the bike, and therefore less control over the bike. All your inputs as far as trying to turn, when you push the bars to counter steer, if you've got weight resting on those bars, you have to put a lot more pressure on them to make direction changes. Besides the fact your hands are numb. But I'll catch myself with that right hand getting numb, and I'll wonder, is it because I'm tensed up, or is it just that nerve damage creeping in? Have I vibrated on it too long, or am I just sitting in the wrong position too long, or what? Well, what I'll do is make a conscious effort to hold my weight up with my knees and put a little bend in my elbow and just kind of let my arm hang and not be gripping the throttle too tight, that kind of stuff. And I'll forget all about it and concentrate on the ride, and sure enough, a few minutes later, usually, my hand's not numb anymore. So regardless of whatever other issues you might have that are making your hands go numb, if you will focus on being loose and relaxed and not getting all worked up when people do stupid crap like that right there, you'll have a lot less problems with your hand going numb. A lot less. Excuse me, my nose was itching. One time that I'll notice that it gets particularly bad about me wanting to put weight on the bars is when I'm going downhill. Because what you'll want to do if you're going down a pretty steep hill, rather than squeezing your knees a little bit tighter on the tank to hold yourself up, you'll want to let yourself lean forward and put all that weight on the bars. And that's not good. Especially if you're on a road like the one I'm about to be on, which we're going to be going uphill, but then we're going to turn around and come back down. But during the downhill part of it, it's going to be curvy. And like I said before, the more weight that I've got leaned up on these bars, the harder I'm having to push them to make direction changes, which makes the rest of me tense up, and it's an issue that compounds itself until it turns into a real problem. Maybe even other than your hands getting numb. See, I was relaxed when I entered that turn right there, and I didn't have any weight on the bars, and the pressure it took to make that curve was barely anything. If I'd have had my weight pushing down on bars, when I went to take that curve, I would have had to push a good bit harder just to make that curve. See, like right now, I'm barely even making a conscious effort to push on this bar. I'm pretty much just looking where I want to go, and the bike's going there. My arm's doing what it knows to do without a whole lot of effort or strain on my part. If it didn't hurt you, let it go. Don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. If it hadn't happened yet, there's not a whole lot you can do about it to prevent it, so there's no sense worrying about it, getting yourself all stressed out, worked up. If it has happened, it's already happened. You can't walk it back. So be mad, be upset, be sad, whatever, for a minute, and then move on, get over it, loosen back up. It's a lot more healthy for you. Your blood pressure will stay down. You won't be near as much of a booty hole to everybody else that you meet, because you're not always mad about stuff. And you'll just find yourself living a better, happier life if you just calm down and let stuff go. See, right now is where I want to put weight on the bars, because this is pretty steep downhill, and I'm bracing up, getting ready for that turn, but I know that I'll be a lot better off, and I'll be able to handle this bike down through these curves a lot easier if I just squeeze my legs a little bit tighter and make a good conscious effort to keep my back straight and stay lean back a little bit and not rest my weight on my arms and my hands. Just like that. Stay relaxed, stay loose. We're almost to the bottom now. And other than that little bit of fun I've had, I'm just as relaxed and refreshed as I was at the top of the hill. Whereas if I had left my legs loose like normal and rode down that hill and handled these curves with my weight resting on my hands, like where they kind of naturally want to go, probably both hands would have been starting to get numb. My arms would have been all tight, even still. You know, kind of like when you're working out, you feel that tightness afterwards. It would have been enough to do that to me, give me a little bit of that tight feeling. And I would have had a lot sloppier line through those curves, because I would have had less control over the bike, and I would have had to work a whole lot harder to take the line that I did take through there. So looseness is good. You want to be loose. See, even right now, with of course I chopped the throttle trying to show everybody. Even right now, just cruising, now that there's no turns coming up, I've got one hand in my lap because that's where it goes. And I've took most of the palm of my hand off the throttle, and I'm just kind of using my thumb and my fingertips to maintain a steady position. Yeah, I don't have as much control when I try to roll throttle with my fingertips as I do when I've got my whole palm on here. So I'll shift positions when I know I need to make changes, and I know I need some of that finer motor control on the throttle, and not just where I can make big wholesale changes all at one time. I'll go ahead and shift and put my palm back down on here, because I've got that little extra control that I feel like I have. But then when it's time to relax and just cruise, I'll roll back up to my fingertips. That's not necessarily the correct way to ride. It's probably not the way any MSF class is going to teach you. But like I say, I have a tendency to want to tense up when I don't realize I'm doing it. And that's just what I've found that helps me and keeps me from doing that so bad. And you may not have that problem. You may have it and you may find a different solution, but for me, for now, that's the thing that I've found that works for me. Unless I come across something else that's interesting to me, or I think of something else that I feel like needs to be said related to that, that's where I'm going to wrap this video right here up.